Welcome to the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. My name is Jocelyn, and I am so glad you're here, trying to find more positivity in your motherhood and in your pregnancy. It is not an easy season of life for most of us, and the fact that you are here and trying to work on your thoughts and your mentality says that you are trying, and you are trying to enjoy pregnancy a little bit more, which will just make it so much better and will actually be able to help you have more children in the future as you find that positivity. I'm excited to share with you a concept that I have been thinking about for a few days. I've known it for a while, but just want to reshare what has been on my mind with this topic. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, host of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life, and I can help you. Thanks for joining. A lot of what I talk about on this podcast is about intentionally shifting your thoughts. And today's tip or encouragement, whatever you want to call it, is no different. I want you to think about when you have been particularly miserable during pregnancy. And I want you to think about how that time was, maybe what thoughts you had during that time. I know for me, the hardest phase of pregnancy is always that first trimester of sickness. It is so trying and very difficult. Even after having 5 babies, that first trimester is still the hardest part of pregnancy for me, even though I have used these tools and I've found these tools helpful. It is hard. And there were days that I found myself magnifying my misery, like making it just feel so awful. I remember one particular day I was just sitting outside. It was in the fall, and I was trying to get fresh air. I was trying to do the things, but I still was miserable, and my thoughts, honestly, were kind of in the dump. I was not in a happy spot, and my husband was home, and I was just complaining to him about how miserable I was and how hard it was. And he didn't really know what to say or what to do, how to comfort me or anything. So it just kind of was this me complaining and then me feeling bad for complaining and then feeling worse in this misery. So maybe you've had times where you've just sat there and you've chose to magnify your misery and make it even worse. And that is what I have found, is when you magnify your miseries, when you dwell on them, when you think about how miserable they are all the time, it makes them seem even worse than they are. That's why I encourage you to shift. Now, I know that it's not always easy to shift because I have been in this season. It's hard, and sometimes it takes some really hard mental talk almost to talk yourself into shifting your thought process, because it is much easier to think and to dwell on how miserable you are, especially when your body has all the evidences that you are miserable, like you want to throw up, or you feel sick, or you can't eat, or that smell is too much. And so you have a lot of evidences that you are miserable, but as you magnify your misery, it makes you more miserable. And I found that to be the case with me. I had to get out of my head, not only get out of my head, but really talk myself into thinking differently. And those shifts take place when you choose to do different things, when you choose to look to gratitude, when you choose to distract yourself, when you choose to focus on the good. That can not magnify your misery, but magnify the good things that you want to be thinking about, and that will actually help you not to feel so miserable. In fact, if you want to test me on this, I encourage you to try it. A time when you are feeling particularly more miserable, I want you to tell yourself how miserable you are, how much this sucks, how much you hate it, how awful this time is, and think about how you feel. You are going to feel pretty crappy. And don't let me tell you, I want you to try it and then note how you feel. And then another time when it comes around and you're feeling pretty miserable, I want you to try to replace it with different thoughts. I want you to try and focus on the good and to find gratitude. I've mentioned finding gratitude a lot. But we always need reminded of these things. Kind of like our bodies need constant nourishment of food, our minds need constant nourishment and reminders to feed them good thoughts, because it's a lot easier to just grab the junk because it's just right there and easy. It's same with our thoughts. Sometimes it can be easier to focus on the negative. It takes more effort to focus on the positive, especially when we don't have a lot of evidences of positive things. You will find it very difficult when you try and shift, because your mind is not used to shifting to positive. It's used to staying in the negative, and it can seem almost fruitless. It can seem like you're not bearing any positive fruit or you're not making any headway. But just trust me, as you do these small and simple things over time, you will look back and realize the difference that it has made for you. Because it happened for me, especially after this 5th pregnancy. I looked back and I realized what a difference it made compared to my other pregnancies. Instead of magnifying your misery, focus on the good and the gratitude. Another way that can help you to get away from magnifying your misery is my course. I have a morning sickness mini course for mental health, and it can help you to do these exercises without a lot of effort on your part. I mean, you do have to think about it. Think about the exercises that I run you through in the videos or audios, but you don't have to come up with it on your own. It's there for you to just help you start shifting. This course has 44 videos that are 2 to 8 minutes long. They focus on things like gratitude, changing the negative to the positive, and giving you pregnancy-specific affirmations to help you through when you just want to magnify the misery. This course will actually help you get out of mental misery during pregnancy. And even though it sounds simple, it is very powerful. I am actually going to raise the price for this course in January. So if you feel that this course is a right fit for you, I encourage you to purchase before January, because then the price will be going up. And you can find how much difference it will make in your pregnancy to do these little mindset exercises. Pregnancy can be hard, and it can be easy to magnify the misery, but there is also a lot of beauty in pregnancy. Choose to find the beauty, the beautiful things your body is doing in growing another human. It's really incredible that inside your own body, you're growing your baby, your posterity, another human, one of God's children. I am cheering for you. You can do these things. Even though it seems hard, even though it might seem fruitless, you can do the things necessary to help you get out of mental misery. Even sometimes if that takes a little extra help, like a morning sickness mini course, or talking it out. Sometimes talking it out can help, or writing it down. Anyways, I don't want to give you too many tips. I just wanted to focus on getting out of your mental misery by not magnifying it, and instead magnifying the things that you're grateful for. God needs you. You need you, and your family needs you in these endeavors to be the mom you desire to be by finding more positive thoughts during this pregnancy. You can do it. Until next time, thank you for being a part of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts for a better you in a positive pregnancy, in losing that stubborn baby weight, and becoming the mom you desire to be through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. I can help you find the small, doable steps without drastic changes to your everyday mom life. Reach out. Let's connect. And let's see you move forward. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time.